Now, discussion on the working of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Shri Trichu Shivaji to raise the discussion on the working of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. माननीय मंत्री जी ने चेयर से परमिशन लेकर गए हैं, अभी तुरंत आएंगे वो. His two state ministers are here. He has taken permission from the chair to go on.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir.
Please. Yes, I have already informed. Please. Please, आप अपने अपनी सीट पर बैठे. We are resuming discussion. Please take your seats. माननीय त्रिचू.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. So I am very thankful that the DMK party has been asked to initiate the discussion on the working of the Ministry on Health. Sir, though health is not very explicitly in our Constitution, but Article 21, which is fundamental right.
Please take your seats.
Which is a fundamental right for personal life and liberty, was interpreted by the Supreme Court that it involves health also. So health becomes a fundamental right. And the health is a state subject. And as per the concurrent list, there are certain responsibilities with the union government also about the medical education, controlling the population and family planning and all other things. Sir, in this situation, the union government has a very important role to take care of the states also by way of funding and financing them. But in India, though health is a right, fundamental right, as per the Supreme Court's verdict, it is a privilege only meant for those depending upon the geography and wealth. A quality health care to millions of people are not able to be accessed by way of need, only by way of where they live and how much they are affordable to pay. A government that seeks to this reality must invest in public health in both vision and commitment. But what actually the budget allocation for health in the union government, sir, the present government, it is only it has declined. It was 2.5% in 2017-18. Instead of going up, it has come down and now it is only 1.9%. How it is possible a country which has a population of 42 crore of people, in which 30,000 crore people are below poverty, they are poor people, and around 40 crore people are middle class. So considering those people, the government should have allocated more funds to the health, but it is not so. Compared to other countries, sir, the United States has allocated 9.7% of its GDP to public health. China spends 2.9%, and even Sri Lanka surpasses at 1.9%, but for India is only 1.4%. This is very sad. Even a small country, Sri Lanka, has surpassed us. So, what actually is in the mind when you are to take care of the people of their health? The budget allocation, when it is so less, and the saddest part is the amount allocated for research is only 3,900 crore. What the word who suggests or the standard which has been deputed is totally does not match with what we are handling. Sir, though the union government plays a significant role, it doesn't take all these things into consideration. Just 4.4% of the ministry's budget is spent towards health research. That is, you know how much, sir? 0.02% of our GDP. Actually, the WHO has suggested it should be at least 1%. Even the Standing Committee on Family and Health and Family Welfare has recommended that it should be 0.1% at least. But actually it is 0.02, whereas the other countries, United Kingdom spends 0.65% and United States is at 0.44%. Sir, this standing committee's recommendations are not taken into consideration. Research is very important as far as health is concerned. So the budget allocation is very much less. It's only less than 2%. And the research is much lesser than the GDP, that's 0.02%. Take, for example, the state governments. The Tamil Nadu state government has allocated 4.9% of its total expenditure towards health care. So it must be taken as a cue. The government health expenditure as a share of GDP in other countries. I am very sorry that when I am speaking in the parliament, it will go across the world. I am very sorry to depict my nation in such a sad situation, but the government has to take the responsibility. It's our responsibility to point out, compared to other countries. See, even Thailand is 3.6%, and Brazil is 4.3%. South Korea is 5.4%. But in our country, the government's expenditure towards health is so sad that we stand at only 1.4%. So they have to take into consideration that it is not a thing that should be overlooked just like that and say these things and impose upon. So the medical education is vested with the union government instead of controlling the population. See, for example, we are raising the issue of delimitation, that we may have a very bad consequence if the delimitation is done on the basis of population. Why, sir? In 1976, an amendment was brought in the Constitution that birth control will be implemented across the country uniformly, and then only delimitation can be done, and it was deferred to 25 years after. And even in 2001, when Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, he also deferred it to 25 years since the population has not come to a level. The same situation prevails now also. In 2001, the population was 100 crore, and in 2011 it became 120 crore. And now it is 142, whereas the southern states have controlled the population, whereas the northern states have gone. So the government should have concentrated that uniformly the population should have been controlled, and family planning should also have been implemented. But not so. Whereas it comes into the medical education, they bring an examination NEET, which is common to all across the country. Sir, one size fits to all will not suit to education. Every state has, see, Tamil Nadu has got 79 medical colleges, the highest in the state, in the country. We give a very good education, everyone is appreciating, that all apart. You introduce NEET, which doesn't suit to one part of the country. See, a student who studies up to 12th standard, night and day, and scores very high marks, it is thrown to dustbin, and they conduct an examination for 3 hours, which is maybe totally new, but now they are being compelled to go through that examination or a crash course, spending a lot of money going to private institutions, and then only they can appear in NEET and pass. So this NEET examination, it must suit to the states, and so with the par with the state government, we have passed a legislation in the state government. Even after the consent of the governor, it is lying with the union government. You have to take into consideration. A state has got its own right. Health is a right of the state as per constitution. But since the medical education comes under the concurrent list with the union government, instead of concentrating on controlling the population and implementing family control, considering the future of this nation, you are bringing in the education and compelling all other states to go and accept only NEET examination, which has bothered the students so much across. Sir, these are all not just, and now that the finance minister has announced the budget, 10,000 medical seats will be increased. That will be done only by the state governments. Only the aims is with the union government. All the state governments have to increase the medical seats without giving them enough supply, without giving them any facility which they need. How can you expect to increase.